Internet and fake feminism, aka man-hating, have destroyed love. You are trading actual love for luxury lifestyle. The problem is that we have a whole generation of young girls that are convinced that man-hating means empowerment and that man's worth is only measured by his bank account. And this is exactly why you women are in danger. My name is Zelja, and in this video we're going to talk about the unrealistic expectations that most women have with men from the beginning in the relationships that could actually blind them and get them in danger, and why you should get off internet in order to find love. So many of you women will be quick to judge a man for having unrealistic expectations towards women, but you don't realize that you are the one that also has unrealistic expectations towards men. From the beginning of the relationship, you expect him to pay for all your bills, you expect him to buy you stuff, and to not want anything in return. You will go and earn your own money, then put your whole paycheck aside and expect your man to come and pay for your bills, pay for your nails, for your makeup, for everything. Since the moment you meet, you will expect him to provide and be a provider for the family. I'm not saying that a man shouldn't be providing for his family and that he shouldn't be gifting things to his wife from time to time. The question I'm asking here is, would you finance somebody else's living as a woman from the beginning? No, so why would a man finance your living from the beginning? The women who are only after a man's money and who see men as providers only and only expect the materialistic things from him, you call them a girl boss, a baddie, you call it girl power, you call it a bad bitch. But if a man did this, he'd be a dependent little boy who's only waiting for a woman to provide instead of going to work himself, because men used to be providers back in the day. You know why they used to be? Because women were not allowed to work, and because men were the only ones that could bring the money home. But today the women can work as well. So it is normal to be expected of you to split the living. I'm not saying it's normal for a man to split the bill on the date he has invited you to. It's not. Because why are you inviting me to a date that you're not gonna pay for? But I would never be expecting my boyfriend, my partner, to pay for everything. And then you will be screaming at the top of your lungs how you are a strong, independent woman. Well, that doesn't sound much independent to me, does it? It sounds like a parasite. And all this social media princess treatment and whatever has set intentions that are not sincere. If a man, let's say a man only pays attention to your looks, to your body, right? You would get offended because there is more to you than your looks, than your outside. It's the same when you girls go only after men's money. You're not giving yourself a chance to meet him as he is. You're here for his money and your intentions are not sincere. What you women that feel called out right now don't realize is that you are putting yourselves in danger. There are so many problems that are tied to this. And it is that if a man sees that you are influenced easily by the materialistic things, he will use his money as a weapon against you. A man will pick up on your greed. A man will notice if all you want and all you're after is money. And he will use his money and the gifts to impress you because he has nothing else to offer. And this will be a chance for him to skip on the character development that is necessary for you to have a good life for him. He will not feel the need to become a better man for you. He will not feel the need to improve because he can see that as long as he can satisfy your greed, you will be willing to stay to him and that you will be blinded by his gifts and will not really pay attention to his actions. And this is exactly how you're putting yourself in a dangerous situation that you never wanted to get into. You will end up manifesting the worst life of your nightmares to yourself because this is what you do constantly. You're only going after his money and ignore his characteristic traits that are bad and that make this relationship painful. And I don't want to use anyone's name or brand or face or whatever to make my channel and myself more visible, but I'm sure many of us have heard about Wizard Liz and what happened to her. This is exactly what she did. She fell for the gifts, she fell for money, and she thought that man was a good man and was treating her right. She ended up being tied to a man that has wronged her in the worst way possible because she has his child right now. She fell for the gifts and money and assumed that her ex-husband was a good man because of giving her money and expensive gifts. Now she's tied to a man forever and she has manifested her own fears. This is not a hate towards anyone. I used to watch her videos myself and I think she has some really good advice. But the problem is that many of girls in this generation are only looking at money, that they define man's worth through money, that they define the kindness of a man through money. A man that has nothing else to offer will love bomb you and will give you a lot of gifts. And the problem is that we're falling for the social media rich propaganda. We're only looking at the 1,000 flower bouquets. We are looking at the Cartier rings. We are looking at the things that are being presented on Instagram to us. But if you look deeper, you will realize that men that actually overspend on you are most likely to be the ones betraying you. And we've seen this in so many examples, with celebrities especially. Because when a man has nothing else to offer, and when a man is aware that he cannot satisfy you emotionally or be a good man, a man that you deserve, he will try to hide what he lacks, what his personality lacks, through money and over expensive gifts that he's gonna give you. But it is a trap that you should be really careful of. Many women fall for it and they get themselves in such dangerous situations. Amount of money doesn't make a man a good man. It doesn't guarantee you a good life with this man. It does not guarantee you happiness, and it does not guarantee you security with this man. Money is something that can come and go. Many of you women think that if a man has money, he will give you a good future. He won't. Just look back in time. Men used to be providers because, as I said, women couldn't work back then, and they were the only ones that could actually bring money to the table. But look at how they were treating their wives most of the time. They used to hit them to death, to rape them, to insult them, because they knew women were dependent on them, and that women could never survive without them because women couldn't work, women couldn't afford food. So were they providers? Yes. But did it make them a good husband? I think you can answer that yourself. And this is the same tactic that men that have nothing to offer use today. He's gonna offer you a fortune, he's gonna fake his whole personality, he's gonna offer you money, and then tie you to him, put you in a situation where you're not able to leave him. And when this happens, you will know that he can act however he wants, and he will know that he can do whatever, because you have nowhere to escape, you have nowhere to go. And this is why running after money is extremely dangerous for a woman. A woman should have money. Women without money are dependent. But this is why you should be earning your money. You should be after money, but your money, not his money. You want to be an independent, strong woman? Go earn your money, sis, and be independent. Also, all of you started to be so afraid to love. You only pay attention to the materialistic things. You all are in those getting to know each other 3 months phase. You have so many rules that you set. You are not even, just admit that you don't even want a relationship. At this point, I'm convinced y'all don't even want to date. Y'all just want to play with people. You are on a mission to find true love, but you don't even embody it yourself. You are not thankful. You don't open up your soul. You need to realize that you need to invest emotionally if you want to have a fulfilling relationship. A fulfilling relationship is only gonna come if you have sincere intentions and if you actually work with your soul. If you're searching for a man that fulfills your soul and feelings, not that fills your bank account, you don't even say thank you to your man when he gives you something. Instead, you just grab your phone and you take pictures of your bouquets and you post it on Instagram for your followers to see or whatever. You don't even thank him because you have that arrogant mindset of, I'm a princess, he should worship the ground I walk on. What do I need to thank him for? I deserve this. He should have done it earlier. Well, if you were a little more thankful, maybe he would have continued gifting you things. But no, because you're so ungrateful, that man felt unappreciated and he stopped gifting you things. And now you say, he doesn't love me anymore. You don't invest emotionally. You are afraid to love because you're afraid to get hurt. But guess what? Well, everybody gets hurt and you are gonna get hurt. But only by getting hurt, you're gonna find out if that person is the right person for you. All of you want to find a partner for life. But a partner for life needs to be studied emotionally. Because you don't want to spend a life with an idiot. So you do need to invest emotionally in order to see if that man is the right one for you. You need to see if that partner is going to stick to your side in the lowest, not only at the good times and when everything is rainbows and sunshines. And after saying this, many of you are going to come at me and be like, true love doesn't exist in this generation anymore. True love and good men do not exist anymore in this generation or whatever. They do. But again, you are looking At the social media world, there are good men and there are good people. Do I think that men are pigs? Yes. Do I think that all men are pigs? Absolutely no. Because there are good men left. But you're not gonna find a good man if you only keep focusing on the materialistic things. Even if you find a good man, you're gonna push him away because he's gonna see that you're not a true woman, the true woman of his dreams that he's looking for. You need to accept the fact and you need to realize that money will never buy you happiness. And as much as money makes you feel good and secure, money will never truly fulfill you. And you need to realize that all the things that a human being needs to be spiritually fulfilled and happy are the things that money will never be able to buy. All of these things that money cannot buy are the things that will truly fulfill you, and you need to look for them in your partner if you want to have a partner for life. Also, you keep saying you attract low quality men, but you don't realize that you're a low quality woman because all you focus on is money. Now look at this, you're running after something that only low quality men have. This is the only thing that interests you. It's money. As I said, low quality men only can offer you money, so this is what they're gonna play with, right? And you are running after that. So if you're running after the only thing that a low quality man has, this is who you're gonna attract. As simple as that. And many women will be so quick to say, I'm not gonna do anything for a man until he puts a ring on his finger. Well, girl, I'm sorry to tell you, but no one is gonna marry a parasite. There is no ring coming. Would you marry a man that doesn't do anything for you? No, you wouldn't. So why would he wanna marry a woman that doesn't do anything for him? If you expect your man to go work so you can sit at home, the least you can do is cook him a warm meal. And I'm sick of some men thinking that a woman's only job on this planet is to birth children and clean the house, because there is so much more to a woman. And I get so disgusted by this. But my instinct as a girlfriend would be to welcome my man into a clean and nice warm home with a warm meal if I know he has had a rough day. This would be my instinct because I love my partner. But if you don't, as a woman, as someone partner, if you don't have that instinct, I'm sorry to break it to you, but you do not actually love that man. And you are not in here for love. You're not looking for true love, and stop lying to yourself. You're here looking for a sponsorship. You are also blinded by this princess treatment and a man should bow to you and whatever mindset, that you keep overlooking good souls. And you forget what relationships are actually about. And I don't know why the miserable, broken people who have never experienced true love on social media try to keep telling you the opposite just because they never experienced it, because they are stuck with this mindset of theirs. But if all you have is money, you are an extremely poor person. The reason that I'm making this video is not to shame women, it's not to blame women, it's to help younger girls in this generation escape dangerous situations. I mean, I don't need to repeat myself, I explained it enough. It will bring you in the most dangerous situations. It will tie you to a man you never could imagine your life with, and you will not be able to do anything about it. Focus on love. Focus on true emotions. Focus on what actually satisfies you. Don't listen to people online. People online, you guys always forget that people online never present everything. I want to help women outside escape the situations that some women have gotten themselves in just because they had this mindset that a lot of women today have. Whether you want to accept it or not, the man-hating that you've been spreading across the internet is the exact thing that is getting you girls in dangerous situations. And with this, you reach the end of my video. If you liked my video and would like to see more, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel down below. And I hope you'll be there to watch my next video and I can welcome you to my community. I love you guys. Bye bye.